Good morning everyone. So for today's video, I will be discussing about my syllabus in biological science, and my syllabus tackles about the vision, mission, the course code, the course title, the course description, the credits, the number of contact hours per week, per the prerequisite, the general objectives, the time allotment, the course content, and lastly, the grading system. So first, let's have the vision. So my vision, we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. And as a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. Mission: to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where students in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. The second, teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Third, administrators and staff as stewards of the institution ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. And lastly, the family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learners. So my course code is the NAT Sci 2, and the course title of the syllabus is the Biological Science. The course description is that the course covers an introduction to the nature of life, including the study of humans, how bodies grow and change and respond to the outside world, and it also covers the study of planet and a world transformed by the actions of living things. So here's my credit. The credits are is having a 3-hour lecture, and the number of contact hour for weeks is 3 hours, and the prerequisite is none. And here are the general objectives. At the end of the course, the students should be able to define biology as a natural science, apply biological theories and concepts in daily life, and lastly, demonstrate appreciation of nature of life. And the time allotment with a total of 51 hours. And next one, we will be discussing the course content. So the course content is divided into seven seven columns. So these columns included the it includes the expected outcomes, the learning content or the task or the topics, teaching methods and techniques, instructional materials needed, the enrichment activities, the values development, and the evaluation techniques, and also the number of hours. So, based from the expected outcomes, my expected outcomes is that at the end of the unit, the student should be able to first be familiarized on the trust of the school, thus giving vivid direction of the course of the study. Second, define biology as a natural science. Third, apply ecological principles in preserving in the environment. And lastly, identify the different cellular structures and their functions. So this learning content tackles about in the first grading period. So the first grading period coverage includes the VMGO, which is the Vision and Mission. Then the first topic that we will be discussing based from the first grading period, which is the nature of the chapter 1, which is the nature of life. It includes the science of biology, how scientists work, studying life, tools, and procedures. Then in the chapter 2 is all about the ecology. It also tackles about the biosphere, the ecosystems and communities, the populations, and the humans in the biosphere. And in the chapter 3, which is the cells, it also tackles about the cell structure and function, photosynthesis, cellular respiration, cell growth, and division. So here are the teaching methods and techniques based from the topics, or um, what are these methods that may include in teaching. So we'll have here the interactive discussion. Interactive discussion is when you discuss it in front of your class with uh, in which you discuss in front of your class with an interactive uh, social interactive while socializing to your students. And the next one, the lecture discussion. Then you can also do the film viewing, or before or after the class, and you can also have them a news analysis. News and the analysis. So you have to students must also analyze what they have learned based from the topics that you've discussed. So the next one, the instructional materials needed. So it includes the student manual, which is your guide on how it is. Student manual is a guide in which you will um, being guided while you are having a discussion to your students. And the second one is the chalkboard. So without the chalkboard, you are you may also allow uh, chalkboard. You may also allow to use chalkboard uh, or laptop or any technology as what is appropriate, but what is the but the most of the traditional method that we use um, from the past years and up until today that is still existed is the chalkboard. So the next one is the books where you can sort there some references based from this discussion. You can also present slide presentation or the PowerPoint presentation and the graphic organizers and handouts. You can also create the handouts for your students. In case that they don't have any books, you can also print and handouts in order for them also that they have also the copy of your to ensure that they have also a copy of your discussion or the topics that was being discussed. And next is the microscope. So it is the support material, instructional material, which you can present to them in actual with a model, which is the microscope. So the next one is the enrichment activities. So at the end of the discussion, um, you will be allowing the students to create a journal writing. And the next one, the research group. Research group, the research about your students can conduct. You can, as a teacher, you can also conduct a research to your students, and which is tackles about um the topics based from the topics that you've discussed that are related. Then you may also do the journal writing as well. And the next one is the values of development. So everyone as a teacher, and also for the student, values is must be included because it is important. um, it is the important or the most treasured personality, or the what we call the most value on how to in order to how to cater in a student in a well-mannered way. So the first thing you will going to, it must have a sense of responsibility. So as a teacher, you have a um, also a responsibility to discuss in front of your class as well as the students. They have also the responsibility to um, do the activities and assignments that was being given by the teacher. Or and the next one is the appreciation of life. So we must appreciate of life since we are tackling about biologists, the study of life. So that they can also, the students may also relate on the um on your topics that you will be discussed. The next one is the inquisitiveness and the cooperation. The cooperation is the important values in which the students and the students between the teachers and students must cooperate to cooperate with each other. Also with students must also cooperate to their teachers, and also awareness. So we will be also includes the awareness in order to aware the students from what are the uh, how the biology, or how was the biology became the important, no be, how biology became the study of life, which may also refer to that to have them a learnings. So the next one is the evaluation techniques. It may also include the journal entry, and this journal entry or a portfolio or the journal of your based from the discussions that you um, discuss. And the next one is the quiz. At the end of the lesson, you're also allowed to make a quiz, a seat work. Then you can also do a recitation or a performance and a research paper. So the number of hours from the interactive student manual chalkboard, the journal writing, sense of responsibility, and journal entry tackles about the for 1 hour, which is the mission vision must tackles about 1 hour, and the as long as the chapter 1, the nature of life, the chapter 2, the ecology, and the chapter 3 about the cells, it tackles about the number of hours is 18 hours. So the next one will be moving to the second grading period lesson or learning content. So my expected outcomes will be at the end of the unit, the students should be able to describe the work of Gregor Mendel, analyze the theory of evolution of Darwin, differentiate bacteria from viruses and protists from fungi, and lastly, identify the different plant responses and adaptation. So here are the second grading period topics or learning content. So the chapter 4 tackles about the genetics, which includes the introduction of genetics, DNA, the second one, the DNA and RNA, The third one, the human genome. And in the chapter 5, it tackles about the evolution, which includes Darwin's theory of evolution. The second one, the evolution of populations. Then lastly, the history of life and the classification. And the next one is the microorganisms and fungi. It tackles about the bacteria and viruses, uh, protists and fungi. And the next one is the chapter 7, which tackles about the plants. These are the plants diversity, roots, stems, and leaves, reproduction of seed plants, and plant responses and adaptations. So the teaching methods or the lecture discussion, video clip. You can also present video clip showing pictures, interpretations, and reportorial. And in the instructional materials needed, you may also include the books, slide presentations, just what I said a while ago, the graphic organizers, the handouts, the magazines, the newspapers, and the flat pictures. So the enrichment activities also includes the research group activities and the journal writing, and the values development includes the appreciation of life, inquisitiveness, cooperation, and honesty. And the evaluation techniques also includes the quiz, sit work, recitation, journal entry, and the research paper. And all in all, the number of hours tackles will be 17 hours. And the next one, the third and fourth grading period topics, which are the expected outcomes are the following. At the end of the unit, the student should be able to characterize the difference between the difference interpret animals, then differentiate reptiles from birds and mammals from fishes. And the third one is to describe the different body systems of humans. So these are the following topics based from the third and fourth grading period. So the invertebrates, the chapter 8, which is the invertebrates, it tackles about the sponges and cnidarians rather, and the worms and mollusks, arthropods, equi, echinoderms or echinoderms, comparing invertebrate. And lastly, which is the chordates, which includes the non-vertebrates, chordates, and fishes and amphibians. So it includes about the teaching methods are the following: the lecture discussion, video clip showing, picture interpretations in reportorial. Then you may also the next one is the instructional materials that you may use. This also books, slide presentation, graphic organizers, handouts, magazines, newspaper, and flat pictures. And the next one, which is the enrichment activities, you may also include their research group activities, operation journal writing rather, and the sense of and the values of development may also include the appreciation of life, the inquisitiveness, the cooperation, and the willingness of the while um, discussing discussing a particular topic. A teacher must have their willingness as well as the students. So the evaluation techniques may also include the quiz, the seat work, the recitation, the journal entry, the research paper, and all in all, it tackles about 15, total of 15 hours. And the tasks or the topics of the third and fourth grading period may also tackled about the reptiles and birds, mammals, the comparing chordates, and the animal behavior. And lastly, the human body systems. That may includes the body system. So I have here a grading system. It is a criterion reference with a absolute standard. So the term examination has a rate of 35%. The quizzes is 20%. Assignments are 10%. The research work is 15%. The attendance is 10%. And the project is 10%. And all in all is the grade all in all is 100%. So this grading system will help the teachers, especially for future educators like me, in order to have a background on what will be my grading system, that I will what will be um my what will be uh I I am formulating in terms of grading system. So yeah, these are the this is my syllabus in biological science. So I think you've learned about on this video. So thank you and God bless.